Ooh. I'm gonna shoot this on my GoPro instead of my cell phone like usual. Hey everybody, this is Dusty Dungeon Master, which is a ridiculous name for a YouTube channel. When I'm not really that dusty, I guess I'm more rusty. But here, look at this. Today I'm gonna do a quick video that is not me showing you how to not get a camera in the shot. Yeah, good job. Lighting's overhead. I'm so good at things. So, for some friends of mine and my delightful future wife, tomorrow we're gonna run a mouse folk adventure. I've been talking about it for a little bit, working on design and stuff like that. So, how do you... I 3D print, obviously. I 3D print often and a lot. Yeah, that's all those different colors and stuff. That's because I buy my filament in 5-packs, and I run it off these Ender 2 or Ender 3s. These two Ender 3s. I'm a silly goose, and there's my hangout setup. And look, it might be crazy. It might not be to your taste. I use ABS. I print with ABS because I got it dirt cheap. The Amazon Basics stuff that I had used before on an accidental purchase worked out great for me. Got the heat settings right. They're not precision. Yeah, they're sure not precision. You can't tell because these are painted. These are painted. We're going to go through that too. Just give me half a second here. But with ABS, temp settings, and all that stuff, the Ender 3s will print it. I don't care what anybody says. You can do all the research in the world that you want, but I'm not painting award-winning minis here. I'm not printing something that I need hyper precision for. It's for terrain. Because as much as I love DM Scotty, everybody else in the Craft Guild, Black Magic Craft, all the other people that craft, I don't have time or attention to detail enough to want to do that. So, Fat Dragon solves all my problems. So we know that it's going to be in a sewer. Or focus heavily on a sewer because it's mouse folk. That's what they do. And so I mapped this. I didn't map this specific room. I mapped the area that it's going to happen in. And I've been trying to figure out how to translate it to the 3D printing that I've done. And in all honesty, I haven't. But what I have here is a starting point for my building, for what I'm going to do with setting this all up, because it's all familiar territory. There's no fog of war when the mouse folk are in their own domain. So I'll be able to set this entire sewer up and have it ready to go. It'll just be on the playfield. And that's great. That's easy to deal with. So what I did was, these guys have right here, there's openings, sewer openings, and what all of those are going to lead to are channel pieces, so that I can just basically map out exactly what I want. I can just basically map all this out in logical lines, and then I have my entire collection of subway sewer pieces out, and they're right here. And when I did this, I had everything set in piles and did all the things, and then figured out I'm going to put one tile down and then see where it goes from there. And I end up with this giant room. And I know that I'm going to keep this giant room static. So I need to drag and clip the rest of them. But yeah, I need to so the dragon clips, put them all together in manageable pieces, put them all back together tomorrow. They're ready to go. So here's the other thing about terrain that a lot of people complain about, and I understand. What's the worst part about terrains, miniatures, everything to do with this game? Painting. Painting is the hardest and most time-consuming. I wouldn't say hardest. Definitely the most time-consuming. And I don't have an airbrush because I haven't made that kind of commitment quite yet. So, here, I'm going to map out Let me map out another room real quick. These guys are awesome. These really tie the room together. It's a ridiculous statement, but they really do. But when you have corners and all that stuff that you're working with, it's great to have. Without it, it just looks like that, and then there's a piece, and then there's that weird spot, and fill it in. As much as I hate printing these, the Ender 3 is great. I can print 3 rows of 3 on its print bed in these 2-inch tiles, and they're delightful. So floor tiles, all that stuff, I can just put a single tile style like this brick or this channel, T's and N's for all that stuff. I can put 9 of them on a print and let it go. It takes 7-8 hours worth of printing. Just let it run. I trust my machines, they do great. And I just let them run, and I end up with a bunch of them. So I have, you know, these walls, readjusted the axis on which way they print. Because with tall stuff on the Enders, if you're printing in bulk on an Ender 3, things that have any height, doorposts, anything other than floors, but if you're trying to print more than one thing that's tall, it's, I'd say it's harder than getting the codes out of the magic football that the president carries around that's got the nukes codes in it or whatever. Because Reagan once let it slip. Like, he just left it behind at a meeting. And trying to get an Ender 3 to be that dead-on specific over that distance is real tough. So if you adjust for these guys, the normal print would be the normal print would be like this, and you line up one more, and then in the back and in the front. And instead of printing so that it's running side to side, I run it forward, I think. Yeah, I run the wall section so that they're facing forward, and that way it has less chance of actually nicking an edge and fucking an entire print run up. So it's great. But yeah. So here's the fun part. Gonna lay out a room real quick, and this is just gonna be a room. And yes, you can tell all the ABS is a different color. Is definitely a different color. Cause it's cheaper that way. Just kind of guessworking it here. Okay. And we're gonna give we're gonna put one of these guys here. Door. Look. Oh yeah. Also, other slight pro tip. Use JB Weld's epoxy sticks if you don't have Milliput or you don't have green stuff. The JB Weld Marine is what I used on these. Sticks great, good shit. Available at your local hardware store for $5 or $6 for a decent sized tube of it, and you get plenty out of it. Us just being silly there, I made a glug is what I like to call it. It's just a glug spot. I made that spot there. Didn't really go into detailing it or adding anything much to it because I didn't feel like it. But you can definitely sculpt with it. It's got a great setup time, about 20 minutes or so. So if you had walked past it, I mean, you could even get it at your giant blue store whose name cannot be named, etc. for legal reasons. Anyhow, yeah, that giant blue store that's available in most cities or towns or small burgs, etc. You can go there and get it too, and it's $3 or $4. Buy it. Pull the trigger, son. Do it. Okay. So we're gonna come up in here, and I have all of these logically ordered, but that logical order has died in the week that I let it sit here. It's my own doing. So if we just stuff out. Okay. Alright, so that's the drain. Drain the main vein. Main the drain vein. Yep. I'm talking to myself, I know. Nobody even watches this. I'm just kidding. I get a decent amount of views. I appreciate everybody that watches it. It's real neat. Do you? You weren't supposed to. You learned secrets. Not really. I don't think so.
Not really.
Well, that's good. As long as you're not riding secrets.
Just some lore.
It doesn't, yeah, I was gonna say. It's not super easy to have one-player games with the person that you live with and keep secrets. It's real hard. I like spoilers. They're real fun. Spoiler alert, in Endgame, Jesus comes and fixes it all. And he's real great about it. Jesus Christ himself, Christian-y Jesus, just shows up and he's like, fuck it, I got it. And then he kills Thanos.
You sure it's not Santa?
It could be.
I prefer it if it was Santa.
Yeah, so. Anyway, at some point I'm going to cut out all this mindless rambling and you're going to be right on the paint section. So, we're going to do this lazy style. Because everybody in the world is named Susan, and we all know it. These jokes are so fucking stupid. They're not good, so it's okay. Alright, so there we go. ABS. Whoever said don't do it because the fumes, they're lying. It smells like a party in here. It smells way better than that weird fishy PLA smell. PLA has a gross smell to it. I keep exaggerating with my face every time I make a joke, and then remembering my face doesn't even show up on any of the videos for Dungeon Master at all. All right, so we're gonna put a $300 piece of equipment real close to all this stuff that I'm about to paint. Okay, so there we go. Admire that layout real quick. I don't have an airbrush because they're expensive. They're not expensive relatively. They're just a lot at a first purchase. And if you're not up to it, you're not gonna make that kind of choice. You're gonna buy other cool shit instead, like a giant jar full of dice, which I indeed would rather do. So, guess what? I don't have to rough this shit up. It's ABS. I can just do fun stuff like this. I can go get a $1 can of Color Place and just start spraying it. And we're gonna call this the badly budgeted hobbyists airbrush. Because I want to buy way cooler shit. An airbrush would cost me right around what an Ender does, and I see no reason right now to buy other stuff than printers or more filament, because if I have printers and filament, I can have more stuff. More stuff's great. I can make other stuff. There's boxes of dungeons sitting here. They're done. They're ready to go. And the print files, even when I have no reason to print them, I'll just run them and let them go. I go to work, get them done. My lovely fiance will clean off my platen and start a new file. It's great. They're always working. They sincerely are the best FDM printers available on the market, especially when you get them on the deal of the day for 165 was my last one, I think. Yeah, he was 179. Ready to go, easier than sin to put together. I know that's the big sketchy part for everybody. Don't worry about it. Seriously, the instructions on Fat Dragon for the instructions that Tom Tallis did for putting them together, fantastic. A little quick because you're slower than he is. He knows exactly what he's doing, but pause that video, figure out what's going on. You got the overall picture. Catch up. You can do it. You got this. You got this. Seriously, printing's the way to go. Anyway, so we're gonna base layer it. There we go. Oops. I'm the best at things. Oh my God, I'm so good at things. Yep. I was gonna show you yeah, it's exactly what you think it is. A $1 can of paint from exactly the place you think I bought it. Yep, exactly. There you go. So, what is the mystique of an airbrush versus a spray can or an asshole who has a lot of free time. Difference is finesse. Okay? Difference, the one and only difference between an airbrush and a spray can is using it with finesse. Yes, I went a little crazy with the black there, but that's because it needs a good base coat. All right, so let's see if we can get reasonably similar results. Oh, that's a lot. It's backwards. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. But I'm going right and it's getting... No, I'm going left. I don't know. I think I screwed this tripod up at some point. Anyway, there we go. Look how easy that is to move around. All right. So, black base coat. And then we got espresso, Rust-Oleum. Great stuff. I like Rust-Oleum because they put the name of the spray paint on the side of the bottle too, in case you lose the cap. They think ahead for you. That's dope. So, as of right now, I'm not really doing much else than, yeah, standing in a house, making it smell like spray paint. And it's delightful. I like it very much. And then we're gonna spray can that. Okay. Yeah, you can tell. I'm more about table readiness. Have stuff done. After playing all of last season of Giradan and having half of things printed, it would bum me out that I didn't have the rest of it printed, or it was just printed and not painted. I didn't make the effort. I felt like I didn't make the effort, but I was also not quite as far into 3D printing as I am now, so that's the massive difference. Okay, so we got espresso. That's our darkest color. Then we got hunter green. I'm colorblind. I've told you that 1,000 times. I've told everybody that 1,000 times. It gets real annoying. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. Nice short strokes. Short strokes. This does not wake the master. Short strokes. Anybody who likes Joe Rogan will get that joke. It's definitely a masturbation joke. Okay. Nice and short and light. Okay. By this point, you're probably thinking, man, your base layer didn't even dry yet. I know. I agree. And that's about as much as you're going to get out of me today. All right. So that's our hunter green mid layer. Still got some brown showing through, I think. Probably not. Who knows? In this one, we're going to go way back. We're going to go way back like we're looking up digital information from 1994 on the internet. Yep. Way back machine. We're going to go farther and farther and farther and farther and farther and farther and farther so that it's just lightly getting on there. Light. Nice and light. I know what you're thinking. But look, it's spritzing all weird and stuff. Leave it in. Looks great. Looks better than your mom did on prom night. Alright. So, green apple's our last one. And you'll see it, probably not on the video, but unless I go crazy and put up like a 5 gig 4K video. But there should be a little dust cloud just kind of passing by you. You see how it's lightening up a little bit? Lightening up, lighten them up, lighten them up, lightening up. There we go. Lightening up. I'm special. It happens. But bam. Okay. I know what's left. All right. So what's left to do on this project? Hey man, there's a sewer drain there. How are you gonna distinguish it? Gonna walk over to our handy dandy paint shelf. Grab this can of Krylon Color Max Satin Merengue. I should mark the time because this joke's getting cut out. Hey babe, what do you call a gay Hispanic with restless leg syndrome? Satin merengue.
You're leaving that in. How dare you?
I don't
Oh my
disagree.
God.
All right, satin merengue.
Fumes.
Yeah, fumes. They're delightful. Turn a fan on, I guess. Whatever. There's a window open somewhere. So, what do I do about this channel right here? This channel. Oh, well, I'm gonna take this guy, and the lighter you push, the more it'll overspray. And guess what's fine? Overspray. Because we're giving it the look of shitty piss water. Not even gonna be flat about it. Shitty piss water. That's all it is.
Oh my God.
So like right there, it barely even open, spraying everywhere. And that's gonna blend in and lighten up and look real nice. And there you go. I just added a second room to the map that I needed to be done yesterday for tomorrow's game. There it is. How simplistic, how neat. And for those who are, again, not listening to how hard I want you to jump into 3D printing. Oh, but oh my God, it's so hard to print that much scenery and then paint it all at once. Don't be an asshole. Go buy some cans of spray paint. Do it with spray paint. Do it. You can do it. Everything that you need to do for D&D that is not in your head and actually needs to be created can be with time, patience, and excitement and exuberant research that never, ever, ever fucking ends. It's delightful. So, there you have it. Opening beginner's guide to 3D printing and having some time on a Saturday night. See you guys.